What's up everyone? Welcome to the Durbin Compound. Today we're going to do a tool review on the DeWalt tile saw. This saw is near and dear to my heart. I have done thousands of feet of tile through this very saw. I want to show you guys exactly how it works, how easy it is to put together, and just how great of a value it is. If you want, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you follow along while I do more of this stuff, and let's get down to the review. So I'm going to show you exactly how easy this tile saw is to set up. When you're looking at buying one of these, be sure to make sure that the one you're buying comes with a stand. I know there are some out there on the internet that don't come with the stand. So you want to be very, very careful on ordering this, especially if you're doing it online. Make sure you get the one that comes with the stand. This stand is the D2401. It comes with a kit saw, but just be wary that there are some that don't come with the stand. So just wanted to put that out there. So when I was looking into a saw, looking into the DeWalt saw in the first place, trying to get a tile saw, I almost bought the Bosch saw. And I decided against it because I had had so much experience with the DeWalt series. So doing some subcontracting with a flooring buddy of mine, we did a lot of tile work, did a lot of Premier stuff, and all he used was a DeWalt saw. He had two different DeWalt saws. One probably had 1,000,000 feet of tile through it. So I knew that they were reliable. I knew they held up for a very long time. The only thing I had to rebuild in that saw was a couple of electrical connections, because you do work around water, so stuff does corrode. It happens. I wanted to show you guys exactly how easy this saw is to set up. One thing I will throw out there, if you're buying this on, if you're really in the market for one, I would recommend that you have a large SUV or a truck if you're going to go pick one of these up at the store, because the box is huge. It's not going to go in a regular car or anything like that. Once you take it out of the box, then it's just there. So you have the big trays, you have the big saw. It doesn't have a carrying case. You'll see exactly how big it is and just how cumbersome all the equipment is. When you fold this up, you don't want to take this stand apart all the time. So when you fold this up, this is literally how much room this is going to take up. It has nylon lock nuts on it, so taking it apart every time is a pain in the butt. So I just leave it set up so that I'm ready to go whenever I want to set it up. So really doesn't matter how you have the stand and how you put the tray on it, but it does matter how you put the saw on the tray, and I'll show you guys that. So let's get this going here. So this saw weighs about 80 pounds, maybe 85 pounds. It is you can lift it with one hand, not that big of a deal. But it does get heavy if you're trying to carry it from place to place. So the tray is also large. Remember, this tray comes in the box. So you can just imagine how big this box is to have this tray in it. It's gigantic. So usually if you want to order one offline, it's easy. It comes shipped to your house. Like, why not? Just buy one offline, it comes to the house, and then you don't have to worry about how to get it back to the house when you're looking at it in the store. One of those things. And you can probably find it cheaper on the internet, unless you're a military guy and you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a 10% discount. You can probably find it cheaper online. So when you set this tray up, you're basically setting it up so that the drain hole is closest to you, where you're going to be standing at the saw. Drain hole closest to you, and then all you're doing is putting the saw up on two raised pieces in the tray that hold the saw. So just pick it up, set it up in here. Once you get it close, you can kind of rock it into place, and it falls right over the indented the little posts in the tray. So this comes with a couple different things you have to put together. First being the water pump. Obviously a tile saw has to run on water in order to cut tile, brick, stone, whatever you're doing with it. So that water pump is crucial. This cover will come off from time to time. This is basically a trash cover to make sure nothing gets sucked up in the pump. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. That's just a durability thing. So if you guys haven't watched my reviews before, I base it on 4 basic things: durability, ease of use, performance, and value. So when it comes to durability of items like this is considered a consumable item. The pump is obviously consumable. It can wear out and go somewhere. The same thing with the blade. It's a consumable item. It's going to wear out. Other things when it comes to durability, your motor should not wear out. It should last forever, especially for hobbyist use. Even if you're using it in a commercial setting and you're using it every day and you're a contractor, it's still going to last for a very long time. So one of the options here on this tray is a lock pin. Comes out on the side just like a standard turn quarter key, and then your slide comes out back and forth. So I don't know if DeWalt calls this a bridge saw. It's technically not a bridge saw. A bridge saw is basically a big long table, and the saw actually runs across it. So a bridge saw is used for cutting tile that's over 24 inches long. So if you're doing bigger jobs that require 48-inch tile or 36-inch tile, that is where a bridge saw is going to come into play. And that's kind of comparing apples to oranges in this case. This is purely just a 24 inches and under saw. So basically when it comes to setting this up, very easy. Once you already have it set up, you can place the pump here, wrap your wires, take it off, put it somewhere, bring it back out, and literally that's your setup. There's two splash trays that come with it. I will show you those right now. The splash tray goes on the back here and just slides into place. Too easy, just like that. And then the other goes here on the side of the table. Done. You're completely set up. All you need now is to add water. So I've already prepped 2 buckets. It takes about 4 gallons to fill this tray up. You just need to get it to the point where your pump is completely submerged in water. So I'll do that now. And you literally just pour the water into the tray. You can fill it with a garden hose, you can fill it with buckets. I've always done buckets because you're usually working in a garage. If you were working on the side of the house, or you were working on a deck somewhere, you can obviously fill it with a garden hose. And you just fill this up to about the bottom of the aluminum stand. So you just want to make sure that your water is filled to the bottom of the aluminum stand and your pump is completely submerged. It's literally that easy. And now you're ready to cut tile. So talking through it, you could set this up. Obviously I was talking and talking with my hands and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but you can set this saw up in a matter of seconds. You could probably do it under a minute if you already have your buckets of water and you had your spot already laid out. Boom, put it on the stand, put it in the tray, put the trays on, fill with water, ready to go in under a minute. So this saw is incredibly easy to set up. It is, it's a beginner saw. It's not anything complicated. The one thing here, there's a turn knob to adjust the plunge on this. So you literally just loosen it up and you can plunge like that. Really not that hard to figure out. Once you have that figured out, you have a stop adjustment. You really don't need to mess with that other than keeping the wing nut tight. And then there's a bevel adjustment. So you just loosen that knob and the saw will bevel over. So you can do 45, infinitely, anywhere from 0 to 45 degrees bevel on any tile you want to do. It's literally that easy. Then you tighten your knob up, you're ready to rock and roll. So let me go get an extension cord, we'll plug this in and I'll show you exactly how it works. So while I'm plugging this in, another thing to mention is that this is a GFCI protection unit here in the cord. Your pump plugs directly into an auxiliary port here on the side. It comes with a wrench on the back. I've never had to use this wrench. To be honest, this is just the wrench to take off the blade, so unless you're doing a lot of tile work, you don't need to change a blade. I've had this for 2-3 years and it's still cutting tile pretty fast and pretty nicely, so I don't need to change a blade. All right, so all you need to do once you plug it in is make sure that the unit is pumping water, and then you're ready to put the saw into some tile. So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when it flows water. I'll show you that the blade cannot cut you, so do not be afraid of these saws. The blade cannot cut you. It has no sharp edge on it. So it's just a nibbler. So as it goes in the tile, microscopically nicks that tile, and that's how it breaks it little by little. It does not cut your fingers. So I'll show you, I'll put my finger on the blade and show you that it does not hurt you. We'll also show you that the water does flow, and then we're ready to cut some tile, and I'll show you that as well. All right, so I've demonstrated that the saw will not cut you. The water is flowing, so we are ready to cut some tile. Now, I will admit that I almost bought the Bosch version of this. I said that earlier in the video. There are a lot of other options out there. There's one from Quep, or Keep, or whatever, however you want to pronounce it, whatever. There are a lot of options out there. I think on the internet right now, trending, this is the #1 pick saw. I would highly recommend this saw. I've put thousands of feet through this saw and many saws just like this. So I put all the faith in the world with this saw. DeWalt stands behind it. This is the only DeWalt tool that I own. Well, I take that back. I think I have my mixing drill is a DeWalt too. So I own 2 DeWalt things. The rest of it's Milwaukee. So if Milwaukee made a tile saw, Milwaukee, listen up, I would definitely buy it, trade this in, do something like that. Who knows? Probably not. But let's cut some tile with it. I'll show you exactly how easy it is to cut. Don't be afraid of these machines. They're not going to hurt you. They're just designed to cut tile. So if you're operating this saw in an enclosed area, I highly recommend some hearing protection. You will go deaf after a while. It's like working on jets. You don't hear so good after a while. Huh? What? Oh. Anyways, stupid joke. Made myself laugh a little bit. But you will definitely want some hearing protection if you're operating this inside. So this is a little loud, but for a demonstration in the video, I'm going to do it without hearing protection. I'm going to show you how easy it is to operate the saw from just the side here. So I'll keep everything in frame. You can see exactly how it cuts some tile. I'll actually probably zoom this in and let you see exactly what it does. All right, now once we've zoomed in, I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how easy it cuts tile. Now when you're doing smaller pieces, the smaller the piece of tile, the slower you want to go. If you're cutting glass, you want to go super slow. It will chip it. If you're doing mosaic tile with glass, you want to go slow. With bigger tile, the faster you can go, as long as you don't bog down the saw. So here, these tiles are 2x4 subway tile. I don't really need to support them in any way. I will just run them through the saw. So let's do it. And boom, that's it. Now I cut this really shallow, so I didn't cut the entire the backing piece. So that is exactly how it goes. Cut easy. You can operate it from the side. The slower you go, the less chipping you have or breakout from underneath. So when you're getting to the end of a piece, you want to make sure that you slow down so it doesn't break out at the end of it on the edge. So let's drop this down a little bit. You can do pretty much anything you want with this saw. So you can run the table up through here, and we can plunge cut into one of these bigger pieces. If you're doing a bigger piece and you did cut a register vent or anything like that, we're going to plunge cut into it like this now. So I'll show you, just like a circular saw in wood, you can do the exact same thing. So I'm going to hold the table in place, and with my other arm, I'm going to drop it into the tile, and I'll show you. showed you a plunge cut. You can see that if I wanted to, I could cut this tile in half and I could keep this tile untouched. Just a small demonstration of what it's capable of. Here on the table, there is a handy dandy ruler here. You do need to adjust this based on the side of your blade, but you can use this for on the fly measurements. If you're doing tile work, you're not building the Taj Mahal, you can really, there is a lot of leniency and a lot of leeway when you're cutting tile. So just short demonstration exactly how the saw works. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Of course, we need to base this on 4 areas. So I'm gonna zoom out, we'll talk more about it. All right, so let's talk about my 4 review areas that I said before. One being durability. Okay, this unit is very, very durable. You can slam this thing around. We used to just throw it in the back of the trailer. It is a very durable unit. Everything's made out of awesome aluminum. This thing is stout. You do not have to worry about it. The plastic pieces are thick. Durability is a non-issue. The only thing that I would put on durability is the pump. But the pump is a third-party pump, so I'm not exactly sure who manufactures this. But it's probably, I don't know, it's made in Mexico. It's a Little Giant pump. So, it's a third party. That's something that's consumable that might not be as durable as the rest of the saw. All right, ease of use. I showed you exactly how I set it up. You can set this up in under a minute if you have your water accessible, you have your electric accessible. It's literally that easy. So ease of use is awesome. You saw how easy I was doing it. I was doing all of those cuts from the side of the saw. So outstanding when it comes to ease of use. Now performance, exact same thing. This saw will perform for you for a long, long time. I've seen it, I've done it. This saw is fairly new, but I've had a couple thousand feet of tile through it. I've done many projects with this already. So the performance aspect is above reproach. It's a very good saw. I've never had an issue with it. Performance is on par. Value. So now you broke down and you're like, I'm gonna spend the $850 or whatever, how many dollars. I'll put a link to the saw in the description so you can check it out. And see if it's something that, if you're really looking at being a hobbyist, or maybe you're a contractor just getting into it and doing your own tile work. When it comes to value, bar none, this is the saw that you would definitely want to spend your money on. You can get those cheaper models at Harbor Freight and Home Depot. They have the Quep models and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, if you want a saw to use more than once, then you definitely want to step up into a more high quality unit. This unit is by far one of the best bangs for the buck. I did almost buy the Bosch one because it was the same price, but I have more experience with this. I knew this was a tried and true. I wasn't willing to step out of my comfort zone and buy the Bosch, which I have never used before. So that is why I bought this one. I have had no issues with it. Outstanding saw, worth every penny. So that is my tool review on the DeWalt tile saw. So hopefully it didn't run too long, and I didn't run my soup cooler for too long. But just wanted to get it out there and show you guys exactly why I picked this exact unit. So thanks for watching. I appreciate any like I get on the video. If you guys want, interact with me in the comments, ask some questions. If you have anything, I'm more than happy to help. I'd love to bring the community together. I'm here to teach you guys about exactly why I have picked products that I have and why they are vetted like they are, and my experience with them, so that one day you can make the exact same decision and have a good experience on your end. So that is my goal here. If you like, go ahead and subscribe. I'd like to show you guys a lot more, and I'll see you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.